Ladies and gentlemen, today is not just another day. Today is an opportunity. Today, something deep inside you is calling for change, for growth, for a breakthrough. And I am here to tell you that your life can change if you make the decision. Every individual reaches a point in life where a decision must be made, one that will determine the course of their future. Some people hesitate, trapped by fear, uncertainty, or the comfort of familiarity. Others embrace the moment, stepping forward with courage and conviction. The truth is, the power of decision is one of the most significant forces in shaping a person's destiny. Decisions are more than just choices between options. They are commitments to a direction, an identity, and a purpose. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every transformation begins with a decision. Those who wait for the perfect circumstances before making a move often find themselves stuck in the same place for years, while those who dare to decide, even in the face of uncertainty, are the ones who create change. History is filled with individuals who made one decision that altered their entire existence. A young man once decided that he would not live in the shadow of his past, but would rise above it. A woman who faced rejection time and time again decided that her dreams were worth more than the opinions of others. These decisions were not easy, but they were necessary. Without them, their stories would have remained ordinary. The power of decision lies in its ability to break limitation. Many people remain in situations that drain them. Jobs that bring no fulfillment, relationships that offer no love, habits that slowly destroy them, because they have never made the firm decision to change. They think about it, they dream about it, they even complain about it, but they do not decide. And without decision, there is no action. Some of the greatest obstacles to decision making are fear and doubt. Fear whispers, what if you fail? Doubt echoes, what if you're not good enough? These voices are loud, persistent, and convincing. But the reality is, not making a decision is still making a decision, one that allows fear and doubt to dictate the future. The most successful people in the world are not those who never feel fear, but those who decide to move forward despite it. When a person decides with absolute certainty, their mind and body align with that choice, suddenly new opportunities arise, doors open, and the path becomes clearer. This is not because the world changes, but because decision brings focus. It eliminates distractions and aligns energy toward a single objective. It strengthens resolve and builds momentum. A half-hearted decision produces half-hearted results, but a decision made with conviction has the power to move mountains. Decisions also define identity. Every time a person makes a choice, they reinforce who they are. Someone who decides to be disciplined begins to see themselves as a disciplined person. Someone who decides to be successful starts acting like a successful person before they even see results. Identity is shaped not by wishes but by decisions. Some decisions are life-altering while others seem insignificant. But the small daily decisions accumulate over time and determine the trajectory of a person's life. The decision to wake up early, to exercise, to read, to invest in personal growth, these habits, formed through small but intentional choices, create a foundation for greatness. The most liberating truth about decision making is that no one else has control over it. No matter how difficult a person's past, how many mistakes they have made, or how many people have doubted them, they still hold the power to decide their future. Circumstances may be challenging, but decision overrides circumstance. It is the ultimate act of personal power. Those who understand this truth do not wait for the perfect moment. They do not wait for permission or validation. They make the decision and they move forward. This is what separates those who live with regret from those who live with purpose. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that can hold a person back from reaching their true potential. It is a silent thief that steals dreams, paralyzes action, and keeps people trapped in cycles of doubt and hesitation. Fear speaks loudly, convincing people that they are not good enough, that they will fail, that the risks are too high. It thrives in uncertainty and magnifies every possible obstacle until even the smallest steps forward feel impossible. But there is a force greater than fear. Faith. Faith has the power to break every chain of doubt, push past limitations, and unlock doors that seem permanently shut. Faith is not just a belief, it is a choice. It is the decision to trust in something greater than fear, to step forward even when the path is unclear. It does not mean ignoring the challenges or pretending that risks do not exist. Instead, it means choosing to believe that the outcome will be worth the struggle, that growth is found in the unknown, and that setbacks are not permanent. Faith is the force that turns uncertainty into opportunity. Fear tells a person to wait until they feel ready. It convinces them that they need more time, more resources, more reassurance before they can begin. But faith does the opposite. Faith says, go now, move forward, even if you do not have all the answers. Some of the greatest achievements in history were made by people who did not have everything figured out, but chose to act anyway. They felt the fear, but they moved forward with faith. Fear thrives on comfort. It keeps people in familiar places, convincing them that change is dangerous. It whispers that failure will be too painful, that rejection will be unbearable, that disappointment is inevitable. But faith pushes past comfort. It embraces the unknown, knowing that growth never happens in the safety of the familiar. Faith understands that discomfort is not a sign of danger, but a sign of progress. Fear creates limitations that do not actually exist. It makes obstacles appear larger than they really are. It magnifies worst-case scenarios and convinces people that they are not capable of overcoming challenges. But faith sees past the illusions of fear. It does not ignore difficulties, but it refuses to be controlled by them. Faith reminds a person of their strength, their purpose, and their ability to rise above any situation. Fear focuses on the past, on failures, mistakes, and disappointments. It reminds people of every time they have fallen short, using those memories as proof that they should not try again. But faith looks forward. It does not dwell on what went wrong. It focuses on what is still possible. Faith understands that failure is not final, that every setback is a lesson, and that the future holds more potential than the past. Fear isolates. It makes people feel alone in their struggles, convincing them that no one understands their doubts and that no one will support them if they take a risk. But faith builds connection. It strengthens relationships, attracts opportunities, and aligns people with others who share the same vision. Faith does not operate in isolation. It inspires others to believe as well. Fear waits for guarantees. It demands absolute certainty before taking a step. But faith requires action without a promise of success. It is the courage to move forward when nothing is guaranteed, knowing that growth and transformation only happen through experience. It is in those moments of uncertainty that faith reveals its true power. People who live by fear remain in the same place, repeating the same patterns, wondering why nothing changes. But those who live by faith experience growth, breakthroughs, and success that once seemed impossible. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to rise above it. Integrity is one of the most valuable traits a person can possess. It is the foundation of character, the measure of trustworthiness, and the key to lasting success. While many people focus on skills, intelligence, or talent, it is integrity that truly defines a person's worth. It is not just about what is done when others are watching, but more importantly, what is done when no one is looking. It is the ability to remain honest, ethical, and consistent in all situations, even when there is pressure to compromise. Integrity builds credibility. In any area of life, whether personal or professional, trust is one of the most important assets a person can have. When someone is known for their integrity, people believe in them. Their word carries weight, their actions align with their promises, and their presence brings confidence to others. Without integrity, no amount of talent or ambition can create lasting respect. A person who lacks integrity may find temporary success, but eventually the dishonesty will catch up with them. One of the greatest tests of integrity is how a person behaves when there is an opportunity to cheat, lie, or take advantage of a situation for personal gain. Many people are honest when there are consequences, but true integrity means doing what is right, even when there is no risk of getting caught. It is about choosing principles over convenience, truth over deception, and honor over greed. Those who consistently make ethical choices build a reputation that cannot be shaken. Integrity is also about consistency. A person of integrity does not change their values depending on who they are around or what they can gain. They are the same person in private as they are in public. Their morals do not shift based on circumstances. This consistency creates stability, both in their own lives and in their relationships with others. People know they can rely on someone with integrity because their actions are predictable and their character is unwavering. In business, integrity is the difference between short-term profit and long-term success. Many people are tempted to cut corners, deceive customers, or manipulate situations for quick gains. However, businesses built on dishonesty eventually collapse. Integrity in business means treating employees fairly, delivering on promises, and upholding ethical standards even when competitors take shortcuts. Companies that prioritize integrity attract loyal customers and dedicated employees who believe in their mission. On a personal level, integrity strengthens relationships, friendships, marriages, and partnerships thrive on trust. When someone is honest, dependable, and true to their word, they create deep and meaningful connections. On the other hand, dishonesty and broken promises lead to betrayal, resentment, and distance. People naturally gravitate toward those they can trust and distance themselves from those who prove unreliable. A single lie or broken promise can damage a relationship beyond repair, while consistent integrity builds lifelong bonds. Integrity also plays a crucial role in self-respect. When people compromise their values, they may gain temporary advantages, but deep down they lose confidence in themselves. Living with integrity means being at peace with one's decisions, knowing that every action aligns with personal morals. There is a sense of pride in standing firm in one's beliefs, regardless of external pressures. Those who act with integrity can look in the mirror and feel a sense of honor, knowing they did what was right, even when it was difficult. Challenges will always arise that test integrity. There will be moments when doing the right thing is costly, when telling the truth is difficult, or when honesty comes with sacrifice. But in those moments, integrity proves its worth. It is easy to be ethical when everything is going well, but true integrity is revealed in times of difficulty. It is a choice that must be made repeatedly, every day, in big decisions and small actions alike. There comes a point in life when knowledge is not enough, when understanding is not enough, and when planning is not enough. That point is the moment when action must be taken. Many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or the perfect opportunity. But nothing changes until action is taken. The call to action is the moment when excuses are set aside, fear is silenced, and a decision is made to move forward. People often think about their goals, dreams, and desires. They imagine success, they visualize change, and they talk about what they want to accomplish. But without action, dreams remain just dreams. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who do not is not intelligence, talent, or luck. It is the willingness to take action, even when they do not feel ready. Every great accomplishment in history began with a single step, a decision to move beyond thought and into action. One of the greatest obstacles to action is hesitation. People hesitate because they are unsure of the outcome. They hesitate because they fear failure, rejection, or criticism. But hesitation is the enemy of progress. Every moment spent waiting is a moment lost. No one can predict the future with certainty, but those who take action create their future instead of waiting for it to happen. The most successful people are not the ones who never failed. They are the ones who failed, learned, and kept moving forward. Taking action does not mean having everything figured out. Many people believe they need to have a perfect plan before they can begin, but the truth is that action creates clarity. The path becomes clearer only after steps are taken. Lessons are learned through experience, not just through preparation. Those who wait for perfection will never start, while those who take action will learn and adapt along the way. There is power in momentum. The first step is always the hardest, but once movement begins, it becomes easier to keep going. Small actions taken consistently lead to massive results over time. A person who commits to daily progress, no matter how small, will achieve more than someone who waits for the perfect moment to make a big move. Action, no matter how imperfect, is always better than inaction. Many people allow fear to control them. They fear what others will think. They fear failing publicly, and they fear making mistakes. But fear is only as powerful as the attention it is given. When action is taken despite fear, fear loses its grip. The only way to overcome fear is to face it head on, to step into uncertainty, and prove to oneself that they are capable of more than they imagine. Taking action also requires commitment. Motivation comes and goes, but commitment keeps a person moving even when motivation fades. Those who rely only on motivation will stop when challenges arise, but those who are committed will push through difficulties, knowing that action is the key to success. Commitment means taking action even on days when it is hard, when progress is slow, and when doubts creep in. Excuses will always be available. There will always be reasons to wait, reasons to delay, and reasons to avoid action. But excuses do not build success. Action does. The call to action is about choosing to move forward despite the challenges, despite the doubts, and despite the uncertainties. It is about making the decision to stop waiting and start doing. Hope is one of the most powerful forces a person can possess. It is the driving force behind perseverance, the light that shines in the darkest moments, and the foundation upon which success, happiness, and fulfillment are built. Hope is what allows people to keep going when everything seems lost. It is the belief that no matter how difficult the present may be, the future holds something better. Without hope, dreams fade, motivation disappears, and life feels empty. But with hope, even the most impossible situations can be overcome. Hope is not just wishful thinking. It is a mindset, a way of viewing the world. It is the belief that setbacks are temporary, that failures are lessons, and that the best is yet to come. Hope is what keeps people moving forward despite obstacles, disappointments, and hardships. It does not ignore the difficulties of life, but it refuses to be defeated by them. Hope looks beyond the present struggles and sees possibilities, solutions, and opportunities. One of the greatest strengths of hope is its ability to turn pain into purpose. Everyone faces hardships at some point, loss, failure, rejection, or uncertainty. But hope allows people to see beyond their suffering and find meaning in their struggles. It turns obstacles into stepping stones and setbacks into lessons. The most inspiring stories of success and resilience are built on hope. Those who rise from failure, who push through adversity, and who refuse to give up do so because they hold on to hope. Hope is also contagious. When one person holds on to hope, it spreads to others. A hopeful leader inspires a team. A hopeful teacher changes the lives of students. And a hopeful parent instills strength in their children. Hope has the power to lift entire communities, to bring people together and to create change. It is what fuels movements for justice, drives innovation, and pushes humanity forward. The greatest achievements in history were built on the belief that something better was possible. Fear and doubt often try to silence hope. They whisper that things will never change, that failure is permanent, and that dreams are foolish. But hope refuses to listen to those lies. It chooses to believe in possibilities, even when there is no evidence. Hope is what gives people the courage to take risks, to keep trying after failure, and to believe in themselves when no one else does. It is what makes people get back up after falling, what gives them strength in moments of weakness, and what allows them to keep moving forward. Hope is not passive. It requires action. It is not just believing in a better future, but working toward it. Hope pushes people to set goals, to take steps forward, and to put in the effort required to turn dreams into reality. Those who hope without action are simply wishing. But those who combine hope with effort create transformation. Life will always bring challenges, and there will always be moments that test the strength of hope. There will be times when everything feels uncertain, when progress seems impossible, and when giving up feels like the easiest option. But hope is what allows people to keep fighting, to keep believing, and to keep striving for something greater. It is the force that turns the impossible into the possible, the weak into the strong, and the broken into the victorious.